It's our top story tonight, the latest on the school threat investigation that's left families in 3 Rhode Island communities on edge for days.
For a second straight day, officers were stationed at every elementary school in Johnston, Cranston, and Warwick as police try to get to the bottom of a disturbing handwritten letter that threatened to harm kids in those communities. And now we've learned the investigation is intensifying. Johnston's police chief tells the Target 12 investigators that they are looking at several individuals, saying some are students, some are not. Chief Richard Tamburini, whose department received the threat, says they're working with state police, FBI, and postal inspectors, and they're looking inside Rhode Island and beyond. And even though there's no evidence the threat is legitimate, students and parents continue to remain concerned. We have in-depth coverage for you tonight. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell is standing by with a look at the financial impact of the extra security. But we begin tonight live in Johnston with Eyewitness News reporter Sean Daly.
Overall, on day 2, the mood remains tense and concerned, but there does seem to be a bit less fear today than yesterday. For the second day in a row, armed police officers are still standing guard at all schools in Johnston, Cranston, and Warwick.
We're taking this to a level, the highest level possible to get the job done. All the detectives feel the same way. Some of them have children in the schools themselves, and obviously we're going to do everything we can to catch the person responsible.
Even so, fear remains in the air.
What goes through your mind is Sandy Hook and all the other, unannounced schools that this happens to.
In Johnston, where the threatening letter was sent, the superintendent of schools tells us attendance is up slightly from yesterday.
Which would indicate people are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. We still have all of our securities in place. We have a police officer stationed at every building.
Which is no way to run 3 of the largest school systems in Rhode Island.
It stops the learning that takes place in the classroom. Obviously, our students are anxious, our parents are anxious. No new information is being given in our classrooms because so many students have been absent.
We spoke with several parents who kept their children home yesterday, but not today.
It goes back to the whole thing, we don't want to let terrorists or whatever win, you know what I mean? We have to continue with our lives too.
Now, we also spoke with a 7th grade girl who tells us that the heavy police presence definitely is reassuring her, not scaring her. That's new at 6. Live at Cranston Police Headquarters with the West Bay Mobile Newsroom, Sean Daly, Eyewitness News.
We begin with the latest developments in the school threat investigation.
Today, increased police patrols returned at elementary schools in Johnston, Cranston, and Warwick for a second day after police received a letter outlining a chilling plan for students and mentioning beheading. The investigation into the source of that threat continues. The letter is at the State Crime Lab, where experts are analyzing the handwriting, looking for fingerprints and anything else that would lead them to a suspect. And after a significant jump in absenteeism yesterday, overall attendance in many schools increased today. Most schools say the amount of students in class is returning to normal. We have in-depth coverage tonight, new at 6. Eyewitness News reporter Susan Campbell is taking us inside the State Crime Lab. But first, let's go to Sean Daly, who's new at 6, is talking to a student who was back in class today after deciding to stay home yesterday.
Day 2 has almost come and gone now, and so far, so good, as the police keep the pressure on. A heavy police presence was inside and outside every single school in Johnston, Cranston, and Warwick for the second straight day.
I think that the presence of police officers at every single school across the city is reassuring to the parents and the staff. And we're taking this very seriously, like we should. A 7th grade student we checked with is grateful for the police protection.
The police are here that if anything were to happen, they would just protect us in any way possible, and I know that police mean anything but bad.
Cranston Mayor Alan Fung credits the visible police presence with lowering the absentee rate today.
They're handling this in a very professional manner, alleviating a lot of the fears that the parents had. You're seeing more kids and more parents coming to school this morning.
The idea that it was a handwritten letter, Colonel, surely that must help, as against, say, a computer letter.
Of course, obviously handwriting comparisons and other things can be done, so that is helpful.
On that score, detectives caught a lucky break that may lead to an arrest in this case. Tonight, the heat is on, and it's white hot. Live at Cranston Police Headquarters with the West Bay Mobile Newsroom, Sean Daly, Eyewitness News.